Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's time to take a look at the World of Vision's final boss, the Ultima weapon. It is a machine enemy and it has no inherent weaknesses or resistances. Because this is a World of Visions event, it is like Dark Visions in that you have, several things you have to do to make sure you get a perfect score. You have to have a 100 hit chain, you have to take very minimal damage, have nobody die, hit the boss a certain number of times with elemental weaknesses. And in the case of this event, hit the boss with a certain amount of damage in order to cap and get a perfect score. As you can see on my screen, I do happen to have a rank 1, so I was able to get a perfect score, which is what that post was about earlier. And I'm going to show you the rotation and the actions that I use to do it, as well as the gear. So before I dive into showing you exactly what it is, I want to tell you just up front, what you do need in terms of gear, and then we'll talk about the units. You are going to need either 2 manufactured nethicite and 1 sword of kings, or 2 manufactured nethicite and 2 sword of kings. The reason I say you either need one of those 2 options is if you go with the first option, you can gear the way I'm geared. And it lets your Esther be geared a little bit differently. If you're going to go with the second route, you're going to use 2 Sword of Kings. Your Esther's going to be wearing a Sword of Kings instead of a Nethicite. And your gearing is going to be a little bit different. You might need to change her gear to be able to soak up more damage with more True Double Hand Spirit instead of the card that I'm using. So those are your 2 options. And I'll kind of show you what the other one looks like. Well, I don't really have it geared anymore. I took it apart. Basically, it's using more True Double Hand Spirit, but mine is more like offensive. You're also going to need 2 Ultimate Regina STMRs because all your Clash of Wills gear is turned into Rulers and Emperors. So you do need those for a couple of your units. We are also wearing the Dazzling Demoness card. So just up front, we know that we've got some time limited stuff in here. The Blazing Red Flash Hyo card is also in this. So there's a couple of things that are time limited, maybe contentious. But you got to pull out all the stops on something like this, especially if you don't have, high EX levels of the most recent stuff, current stuff, like the new Squall. I did happen to get a Squall off of a ticket today, but obviously he's not ready to help us out with this team just yet. If he would basically just be to provide a leader skill, and that's it. In terms of our Clash of Wills gear, we are wearing all of it maxed out as rulers and emperors, and we'll take a look at that in just a moment. So I just wanted to put that there just so that you can see what we're working with, and let's go ahead and do that and then get into the actual gear so you can see what we're talking about. So there you go, perfect score. And here's our units. So we've got Esther. Ibarra is only ex2, Golbez, Dark Rain ex3, Olive ex3. That does matter for their rotations of the SLBs. And Ilmatal. Ilmatal does not need to be any ex anything. She's not doing any damage. She's just using her machine rune and using a song, which isn't really even necessary. You could skip the singing. I kind of dig it. But there you go. So here we are set for dark damage, which is what we're doing. And we've got 3 dark mages, so Ibarra is our natural leader for this. So here's Esther. Her base form is geared with a katana, just high attack, true double hand, machine killer. She's got evasion as well, LB damage. Not that important. We're not using her LB for damage in this run, but she does have it just because of the way she's geared. Indestructible light. There you go. And then she's wearing the Blazing Red Flash, the Hyo Vision card, right? So that gives her Extreme Nova frames without her LB, just in case you need it. But you could use her LB as well on the kill turn, and it doesn't really matter. She does about equal damage in this clear. There you go. Her shift form, however, is wearing a Boar's Hammer, Honor of Grandshield. She's provoking. She's got a Blizzard Orb, and then just evasion and spirit, and as much as we can. So she's got not quite full evasion, but she still takes very minimal damage. She's going to dodge most of the attacks that come in. She's provoking as well. And then for her abilities, she's got Shy Mermaid. She's wearing a Nethicite. If she's not wearing a Nethicite, she needs to put a Sword of Kings right here, basically. My method does not need it. And here we are. She's wearing that card. And it's important. She needs more than 100, or she needs 100 or better Earth resistance. That way she can soak up the Quake attacks. Okay, cool. Here's Ibarra. Ibarra does not need a Sword of Kings here. Honestly, you could take this off. It's not really going to matter. she's wearing a bunch of LB fill. She's got MP reduction, auto buffs, a lot of LB fill, paralysis immunity. That's important, just in case. But she shouldn't get hit with the paralysis, because Esther's gonna be provoking. It should be fine. And then for the vision card, just whatever good magic vision card you've got. If you've got an EX3 Ibarra, obviously put her own vision card here. But I don't have it. I'm not even close, and I just put the best magic vision card you've got. This happens to be the best one that I've got, so cool. Her shift form, we're leaning all of our gear into her. So in my build, she's got 16,000 magic with all the rulers and emperor stuff, her own TMR and STMR, true double hand, hateful agent, LB damage, and machine killer. She's got everything maxed out. And she's going to be our biggest swing in damage. I've seen her do as much as 8.1 by herself, and as little as like 4.3. So two-handed katanas, it is what it is. 1.25 to 1.75 is a huge damage swing. It's you got a potential big spike of damage there, and that's what she's got. Golbez is also wearing a katana. He's wearing Lulu's TMR. This is useful because Lulu is in the Clash of Wills shop right now. You could get her with your what's it called, like the Obnixus shards. He's wearing the best magic helmet we've got. He's wearing his curse armor. He's got a memory chip, also wearing a katana, right? So in order to wear katanas, he has to have executioner or something that lets him wear them. He's got magic boost, and then just machine killer. He's wearing dazzling demoness. And so 10.5 and 6,500, not the best. Could be better. It is what it is. Dark Rain, so we're doing a gun build for him. He's wearing our rulers. He's got Krill Scrunchy for immunity to paralysis. He's got an Emperor's Ring because he's got the chain cap built in, so just give him better stats and you're good. Circlet for True Double Hand. He's got True Double Hand, Magic Machine Killer, and LB capped out. He's got magic boost. He's also wearing a Nethicite. That's our second one, and that's going to help him out quite a bit. Olive's TMR to let him wear guns, and he's wearing his own vision card. Not surprising. Speaking of Olive, you just give her the as much magic as you can cram into her. She's definitely not the highest damage dealer in our party, but she's got LB, Machine Killer, and True Double Hand, and then she's got a memory chip for the chain cap. As much magic as you can put in here, honestly, and then just Machine Killer. And she's got this vision card because this is another decent vision card that I've got with high magic on it. And honestly, it's got True Double Hand and just magic. So just a decent magic vision card for her. Whatever you've got laying around, and there you go. She's not our main DPS. She's like fourth in line. And then Ilmatal, just like I said, she's wearing a Sword of Kings. I happen to have just given her Bracer and Hair Cuff and Purity and all this different stuff. She's also wearing I Wanted to Go With You. That is kind of important. And Fravia's expertise to let her wear swords. I gave her Practice Session just to give her more MP. It does not really matter. She's just going to be doing three actions the whole fight. So there you go. I'm going to go ahead and pause right here. Actually, no, we'll just go ahead and get into the fight, and then we'll pause on the burst turn. That way we can save a little time. So let's go ahead and put the actions up, and we'll get started. So here's that. Here's the actions. And I'm going to be following a turn chart that I'm also going to put in the comments. As usual, we're going to start with Ibarra. Ibarra is going to use Bar Darkja 3 times to fill LB for Esther. Also, before I get too far into it, I want to point out this is a combination of a couple different people's clears. Sometimes you got to work with what you've got available and kind of cram inspiration and ideas together from multiple places. This combination of units and actions comes from Cloud 03 and Sart. So kind of mix and match a little bit and worked with what I had to piece together a clear that made sense for me and did end up working. So there you go. Anyway, so back to it. Ibarra is, before I do that, thank you to both Cloud 03 and Sart. Ibarra filled LB gauge for Esther so she could do her stuff. That's what we're doing. Olive is going to magic break the boss with Brilliant Splash. Ilmatal is going to use I Wanted to Go With You for ramping buffs. Golbez is going to triple, and we're going to Twin Moon, Ruler of the Night, and Jet Black Curse. Remember, Jet Black Curse from his armor is a really nice defense and Spirit Break, as well as a 150 Dark Imperil. There we go. And Dark Rain is just going to use Nethicite this turn. And we're going to let Nethicite always go last, just because I like to be paranoid about it. Esther's going to use Electromagnetic Shield, Boundless Stasis, and Shatterbolt. And then we're going to Nethicite. So Nethicite's going to eat the Graviga, and then we're going to get hit with some Reapers and stuff. Esther did take a couple little hits there. Not that bad. Cool. Honestly, this turn, we're just going to reload. Golbez is going to guard. Esther's going to guard. Ibarra is going to fill LB for Esther. There we go. We're going to break, and then we're going to Nethicite. Here's the Quakes. Esther's going to resist it. Counter is going to fill up any LB that we don't have, but she was already full, and then we're good to go. Now we're going to get our 100 hit chain score out of the way. We're going to use Esther's base LB, Olive's SLB, Ibarra's base LB, and Golbez is going to quad. He's going to use Ruler of the Night twice, which is going to give us the 100 hits. He's going to use Give Your Power to Meteor for a slight modifier boost, and come Shadow Dragon just to use our fourth action. I guess you could use triple and it wouldn't be a big deal, but we're going to send all of our chainers at the same time, and then Golbez just a slight second after them, and then we'll deal with Dark Rain here in just a minute. So kind of like this. There we go, 104 hits. We're good to go. Dark Rain on turn 3 is just going to Nethicite for the last time. Soaks up the Meteor, but we do get Dispelled here. Not a big deal, because now on turn 4 we're going to get the final singing buffs. We're fully powered there. Nice. And we're just going to kind of start over building up. So we're going to use Bardarkcha to fill LB for Esther. Golbez is going to Magic Boost Plus. Dark Rain is going to One and Only Ruler. If you had the World Ender Vision card, you would use that ability here on Olive. I don't have it, so we're just going to spend the turn doing normal stuff. So we'll just break, Machine Killer, Melon Ammo, and Gunner Guardian. Just something to do. Now, we're going to get hit with a Meteor in a couple turns, and Esther's going to want as much mitigation as she possibly can. So she's going to use Electromagnetic Shield here, which is recharged by her LB, Storm Guardian, and Energizing Bunny for killers for herself. There we go. Ilmatal here is going to use Power to destroy Nethicite now from Sword of Kings, and that's going to eat up the spell here. Gravage is now eaten up. Quake we absorb. Light Pillar hurts a little bit, but not a big deal, because we got better mitigation on now. Okay, turn 5. We're almost done. Ibarra is going to start here. She's going to use Endarka. That's going to give Golbez and Esther and herself imbue with dark. That way we can do some damage. She'll use Wish for Vengeance, and that's going to do LB buffs and stat buffs and things like that. And then Tsukiyo for her 150% amp. It would also fill her LB if you, for some reason, didn't have it filled up. You're fine, though. Golbez has his last stack of Magic Boost. Rain is going to either... You can do it either way. I'm going to do triple Dark, his 150 Dark Amp, and then Magic Boost 2 times. There you go. They're both fully powered. And then Olive is going to use Break, Killer, and Fire Cannon Fire. Ilmatal is going to use runes, so Machine Rune on Ibarra and Golbez. And then Esther is just going to use Manufactured Nethicite. She's going to soak up the one of the spells, but she is going to get hit with Meteor. It's not going to do that much damage. Here comes the meteors. There we go. Okay. So here's where it gets fun. So Ilmatal is going to use Machine Rune now on Rain and Olive, and we're ready to go for our burst. Esther's going to go back to the base form where she's technically geared for damage. You could either use her LB, right? Or if you've got an Extreme Nova ability like I do from the Blazing Red Flash card, I'm going to use that. Olive is going to chain with her using Extreme Nova frames, so they're going to be our main chainers. Ibarra is our main capper. She's going to cap with her Shifted Limit Burst. Golbez is going to cap with Meteor. And Rain is going to cap with his SLB. So what I'm going to do now, I am going to pause here, and if we get lucky, you know, we will only have to do this 1 or 2 times before we get the cap. You know, I've seen Ibarra run a huge swing everywhere from like 4.8 to 8.1, so it's really big, and that's the way it goes. You know, this is Dark Visions, baby. Or World of Visions, rather. So I'm gonna hit pause, and I'm gonna come right back, and then we're gonna do our first run and see how we do. And we'll just go from here. Okay, like I said, here's our first run. So the way this is gonna go is Golbez is gonna start, and then we're just gonna kind of count to 3, and then we're gonna send our chainers, Dark Rain, and Ibarra. So it'll go like kind of like this. So we'll go 1, 2, 3 chainers, Dark Rain, Ibarra. All right, that was pretty good. 7.2. And we got 17.4. So not quite there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and pause here, and then we'll come back and we'll do some more runs. Hopefully getting a damage cap here pretty quickly. I guess I could show you. Here's how that damage cap did break down, just so you can see it. You know, Ibarra did 7.3, Rain rolled kind of low, 5.8. You know, that's kind of in the middle. Golbez did pretty well, Olive did pretty well, but you know, Ibarra was just a little low. I have seen her do 8.1, and I've seen Rain do 6.2. So you just, you know, you got a big swing between these two. But Golbez and Olive, they did pretty normal. So we'll come right back here in just a moment, and I'll be back on that burst turn and try again. All right, here's the deal. This is the 20th attempt that I've made at capturing a good variance roll. If this one doesn't do it, I'm just going to be done. I know this works. It's just a matter of just running variance over and over and over and over again until you get a perfect roll. And I've done it 20 times, and I'm running out of steam. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, chain. Yeah, just not getting it. That's going to be something like 14 or 15. That's not good enough. But I know it works because I did it. Yeah, 15.6. There you go. So, I don't know what to say. You know, I've done this 20 times. I did it a handful of times this morning, and just sooner or later just got a good roll. In this case, Ibarra way underperformed, Rain way underperformed, Golbez overperformed. Kind of funny. And Olive is pretty average there. So it can totally be done. It's just a matter of running the variance again and again and again and again and again and again until you get a good variance roll. And I'm not really sure why my Ibarra is not landing an 8-point cap like she's done before. But yeah, I've recorded it 20 times now, and that's enough times. So for now, we're going to go ahead and stop, and I don't know, maybe pick this up again, but I did want to put this, yeah, I don't know. I've got it. I know it can be done. You can do it too. So, you know, just if you've got the gear for it, give it a shot, go for the variance, lean into your Ibarra really hard. Yeah. I'm sorry I can't recreate it. I don't know why I can't recreate it, because I've definitely done it. Obviously, I've got that right there. I wish I could show you like what your team was, because you can't like go into your score and see like what your team was. But yeah, I did do it. Not like Clash of Wills. They don't let you see that. But yeah, I'm there. I just can't recreate it for some reason after 20 attempts, and 20 attempts is enough. So I'm gonna stop. Good luck with you and your variance rolls. Yeah, have fun, guys. Better you than me.